how was that? Like, you're having a dog, and now one day you just bring a baby to a house. How did he react to that? Hello, everyone. Welcome to another episode of your favorite show, Puppy Patrol. Neiman is still here in LA, and your co-host, Gail, is still only virtually present from Chicago, but we're about to meet our next LA guest, and I'm so excited. So let's go! Hello! Oh my God! Oh! Hi! Oh my good! Oh my God! I'm so excited! You're so wonderful! Oh!
It's amazing!
My God! This is so exciting! Safety first!
Yes, always.
Ooh, it's beautiful around here. I love
so
it
nice?
so much. I adore your neighborhood, and I cannot wait us to drive a little bit around.
Let's do it.
Hello. Hi. Welcome to Puppy Patrol Show.
Thank you.
Oh my God. I'm so
Alice is
excited.
honored to be here.
Yes, I wanted to ask you if you can please introduce yourself and your puppy.
Yes. Well, hello. I'm Erin, also known as Plant-Based in LA. This is Atlas, who is the true star. He's very eager to look outside. Look at the camera for a moment, buddy. This is Atlas, friends.
Oh my goodness. Atlas and I are meeting for the first time, but it was immediate love and hugs and kisses.
Oh, yes.
And it was so amazing. You said known as a Plant-Based in LA. We are still in Los Angeles. Kale, it's still only virtually present from Chicago, sending all the love and the kisses to everyone, but he is not physically present. However, I wanted just to say a little bit to the people who don't know how you and I know each other, right? So there was, for a brief moment, Kale, my name in Los Angeles, right? And you live in the neighborhood where the Kill My Name was, right? So you would come often, and then an Instagram connection and everything, and then Kill My Name Los Angeles closed, right?
Yes.
And I know that was very sad for you.
For my belly, those taqueños.
I know, right? So, however, in order to have those taqueños at least one more time, you sat on a plane. And you flew to Chicago for the fun weekend at Kill My Name.
I did, and I'll do it again.
I cannot wait. And what I think is that makes friendships. Like, that was immediately, we are now friends.
We are.
So now I knew you have a dog. You mentioned it, and I was very, very, very excited about it. And then I was like, oh my God, I cannot wait to meet him. And since I'm in LA, we should shoot the Puppy Patrol show. So why don't you tell me a little bit about Atlas? How old is he? When did you get him? How did you make that decision?
Yeah.
And we have to talk about name. It's so unique and beautiful. I like it.
So Atlas is almost 11 years old. He acts like he's like 2.
Okay, still
he's
puppy
like a
energy.
Perma puppy, which I absolutely love. I got him, because I wanted a dog. I love dogs. I love animals.
Have you how was it growing up? Did you had pets or?
Yeah, I had a dog. Her name was Maggie, and she was the sweetest golden retriever. She was one of those dogs that when you're sick, she'll come over to you and just kind of lay her head down. And Atlas is the exact same way. So I've had Atlas for about 10 years.
So he was already a year.
He was maybe a couple months old when we got Atlas. His name comes from the love for traveling, and I love like maps. In my dining room, if you come in, I'll show you. There's a huge map, and it's got one of those things, the magnets that you can move around. So Atlas came from the love of traveling, the love of maps. He has 2 middle names.
Oh my God! Tell me the full name.
The full name, Atlas Ocean Blue Tice.
Wow. Atlas Ocean Blue Tice. It's so beautiful.
So, ocean, just the love of the ocean and being by the beach. That's why I'm here in LA. You couldn't pay me to live in the desert. I have to be by the water. And blue, because when I met him, he was wearing a blue collar. I just referred to him as Blue. And so
where
Atlas
is that you
Ocean
met
Blue.
him?
Met him in I don't even remember the name of the town. We drove a very far away.
So did you find him like online or something? Like how did it work? Like how did you know, oh, okay, this is a dog that I want to take home?
Not until we met him, actually. Not until we met him, and he chose us.
Oh.
So he came over and laid down at my feet. And it was, he was just so chill, and the other dogs were like just a little bit crazy, and he just came over and was like, I'm gonna lay on your feet, and he was like, you're my people. And my partner Matt put him on like a milk crate and was like, okay, if you can surf and you can and you're definitely ours. And Atlas was just like, oh yeah, I'm gonna surf on this like crate, because he picked him up and like protected him and stuff. But it was like Atlas was just all about it. And yeah, he was just so chill. And so to this day, he sleeps at my feet. So he warms my feet every night. He, on Mondays and Wednesdays and Saturdays when I do my, yoga sessions, he, if I say yoga, he'll run downstairs, lay on my yoga mat. He participates. So he's like my sidekick. So I get the, puppies are your baby.
Yeah, that's why I call it a puppy patrol, because I think all our dogs will forever be a puppy to us, because that's how we see them for our babies. But you said something interesting that I want to pay attention to, and I did not discuss this with anybody else on a puppy patrol. You mentioned how very similar your current dog is to the dog you had before.
Yeah.
You know what I think is, you're such a loving and sweet person, and I wanted to ask you, because I think it reflects you. So if your previous dog was like reflection of your behavior and your current dog is too, that's why they're alike, because people say that it's very often that dogs are very similar to their owners.
That's so
What
funny.
is your opinion about that? Do you see some characteristics that like, oh, he's like me? I would say loving and sweet. I know you don't want to say that about yourself, but I know that's true. But do you see anything else, like, the way he gets mad or upset, or like that you can recognize your characteristics in him?
Well, he's very food motivated and treat motivated, as I am too. So if we go inside, he will go and get his bowl, regardless of whether he's been fed. He'll bring you his bowl. Because he'll want to ask you to feed him, which is funny, because very similar to me. I'm very food motivated. He's also like, he really is good at going with the flow. Like no matter what it is, I'll bring him to the vet, and he loves the vet. He just wants to talk to meet everybody and like just hello, and like he gets excited
Kale
about
hates
those.
to go to vet. He knows what's going on there.
Do you like to go to the doctor?
No.
So there it is.
Oh my God.
Yeah, I'm like, okay, bring on the doctor, but the dentist, different story. So thankfully, dogs don't typically have to go to the dentist. Otherwise, we'd have problems.
So my hubby is a dentist. So Kale like brushes his teeth every single night before bed, and he knows. Like he'll literally be like, it's time. But that's like we did from the day one, because we did get Kale as such a puppy. So having him for 10, 11 years, that's like for a lot of part of your life.
Yes.
And you've been moving in between, right? Like where you lived in the last 10 years with him, and how was that?
Lived in the Bay Area, so lived in a town called Pacifica, right on the ocean, right outside of San Francisco. He was great. We would take him to the beach, and he would run and chase the birds. And moving to Los Angeles, like that was smooth for him? It was so smooth for him. Like I said, he's just so easygoing. We took him to San Diego last week, and he was just happy to be on the car, happy to be at the hotel. Like he just, as long as we're around, he doesn't really care. And even if we're not around, he still doesn't care. He's just so happy to be around people.
Perfect. Yeah. Another reason I'm so excited to have you on a show is because like I don't think I had so far a guest that in the lifetime of having a dog end up having kids, real human kids.
Yes.
Right? You have 2 children.
Yes,
right?
2 human children.
And they were both born while you were having Atlas, right?
Yeah.
How was that? Like, you're having a dog, and now one day you just bring a baby to a house. How did he react to that?
Well, I'll actually start before that because he knew I was pregnant before I did.
Oh my goodness.
So for about a week before I finally took the test, Atlas was super clingy and would lay down, and he's not usually a lap dog except in the car, but he came over and he would lay on me, like lay on my stomach, and I was like, this is just so bizarre and so clingy. And then it was actually him that prompted me to be like, okay, maybe I should take a pregnancy test. Maybe I'm pregnant. I was trying to get pregnant, but I was like, okay, I'm like, can't be, test obsessed. And,
because you wanted it. So I now understand why. Okay.
But he was like, you're pregnant. And so the whole pregnancy, he like would come and he would lay literally his head on my belly. Like he was like protecting the baby. And so when we brought our first kiddo home, she's a girl, she's 6 years old now. She had her in my arms, and he was just so gentle, so sweet. He was very curious, like, what is this thing you're bringing home? But it was almost like he knew, and he immediately settled down. Were you ever
scared, like, oh my God, he might be jealous or something? How, like, it's scary to you bring him a baby and be like, hey, this is now your, like, sister or something like that.
I think, initial, like, first-time parent nerves, everything is scary. Like, am I holding the baby the right way? Am I stepping the right way? Am I doing this the right way? So everything is scary. But as soon as Atlas met her, it was just obvious, like, there was nothing to be worried about. And he would go and he'd put his head, like, on her little, cradle thing and would just, like, watch her.
So he knew, okay, this is now my baby sister that I need to... Okay.
Yeah.
And what about second pregnancy? Were you like, oh, Atlas will know if I'm pregnant, or how was that?
He knew I was pregnant that time too. So same thing. Like, I felt like he knew before me. The second one, you just don't like. I mean, I hate to say, like, you don't pay as much attention to things, but you've already got one kid in the background, and so things are crazy. And before we knew it, I was pregnant. And I feel like Atlas did know first, and same thing with that one. He was very attentive, like, at my side the whole time. I was on bed rest at the end, and he just, hung out with me. He was so fantastic, and yeah.
Perfect. And now they're big kids. Like, how do they, like, they don't know life without him?
No, they don't.
Right? So, they are...
And all dogs, for a period of time, were Atlas. Like, oh, look, it's another Atlas. It's Atlas over there. I'm like, oh, that's Atlas's name. He's a dog.
Okay. Yeah. So I assume they're very attached to him, right? Like, do they play and, like, go on walks and everything?
Walks, play. If we go anywhere, like, they always ask, can Atlas come too? Is this, when they draw, my son drew a picture of rocket ships recently.
Okay.
And he's 4, so his drawing skills, like, they're work in progress. But he drew these beautiful little rocket ships, and he had this big one to represent himself, and then according to his teacher, he had to have 4 others for all of the other members of the family, because he had to make sure Atlas was also included.
Oh, my goodness.
Yeah.
Oh, that is so sweet. That is so sweet. Now it, like, makes me feel horrible asking my horrible questions. That I have, like, awful questions asking people if they love their dog more than some certain family members. I'm not thinking your maybe immediate family, because, like, him and your kids.
I cannot confirm or deny.
Oh my God.
There's a universal love. Like, how dogs, they're fantastic.
You love him the longest.
Yeah.
Okay,
that's a great way to put it.
Oh my goodness, Atlas, you're such a good boy. I really, really, really like getting to know you. It's to ask you one last question.
Okay, what you got?
How much do you talk to Atlas, and how much he understands?
So much. All the time. He understands a lot.
Like, he understands when it's yoga mat, when it's things like that.
When it's yoga time, bring me your bowl. He'll go find his bowl and he'll bring it to me. He's a really good helper. He understands the different names of his different toys.
Oh,
so
wow.
He'll recognize those and the different people in the house. And sometimes he's a really good sounding board. Like, if you've got any ideas or need a good therapy session, Atlas is a go-to.
Aww.
Yeah.
And Did Atlas know he's gonna be on a Puppy Patrol show today?
Oh my gosh, yes. I've been priming him for today. So
Okay.
we've been talking about how
What did you tell him? Oh, he is a star.
You're gonna be a star, and then I was like, no, you are a star. We also did some nice face trimming, so that way he was ready to go, and we got some good beauty rest today, didn't you, buddy? Yeah, you did.
Well, wonderful. He is adorable anyway. I wanted to give you a huge thanks for coming on my Puppy Patrol show today. Atlas, thank you so much for being part of a Puppy Patrol. It was amazing to have you, and I cannot wait for you to come back to Chicago as we discussed in this episode, and we have some more of those pequeños. Thank you.
Amazing. Thank you, Neiman.
Bye, everyone. Woo!
Ready? Peekaboo. Bow. Bow. Sit. Bow. Sit. Puppy push-ups. Sit. Okay, ready? And 360. Peekaboo. Sit. Bow. Surrender.
Oh.
Good boy. All right, one more for the road, buddy. Okay. And sit. Stay. Stay. Flying double flag. Here's his tricks.
Aw, that was amazing. Wow, good job, Atlas. Good job. He's like now. He's like, Mama, now give me the whole bag.
Double flag.
Give me the whole. Oh, I deserve the whole bag for all of this.
Good job, buddy.
How did you teach him all of this?
Training.
Yourself?
Training. Yeah.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. Some of it just came naturally. He started to do this like spin thing. Spin. And so we just taught him spin. And then peekaboo. Good boy.
Aww.
You're a very good boy, buddy. Want to do bow one more time? Good boy.